do not feel that I abuse my discretion when I find the defendant's motion for a new trial on the factual record before me must be denied, and it is so ordered.
So that's Judge Jean Chol denying a new trial in the Alex Murdaugh murder case after Murdaugh's lawyers accused court clerk Rebecca Hill of jury tampering and rushing them to return a verdict. Now, Hill taking the stand today after two jurors claimed that they heard her make comments about Murdaugh's testimony. She denies any wrongdoing. I want to bring back our panel here, Mike, Barbara, Heidi, and joining us for this is Nima Rahmani, a former federal prosecutor who has been reporting on this case as well. So, Nima, let's start here with you. Again, we heard the judge today say that the judge was not at all surprised by the conviction that the jurors laid down initially, and now denying this new trial, saying, look, the defense has 4 days to lodge their objections. So how do you see that playing out? What happens next?
Well, the defense is going to appeal just like they did before the murder verdict, and it's going to involve another issue as well, this prejudice issue. So the judge found that Becky Hill engaged in jury tampering. She found that she wasn't credible and that she engaged in misconduct. So the question is, did it affect the deliberations? And that's something that the appellate courts are going to have to answer. And let's not forget, Judge Toll used to be one of those appellate judges on the South Carolina Supreme Court. And of course, Murdaugh is going to appeal the sufficiency of the evidence. Was there enough there for him to be found guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of killing his wife and son? And the judge, in really a parting shot against Murdaugh, no pun intended, said that there was overwhelming evidence of his guilt after her review of the transcript. So it's going to make Murdaugh and the defense's appeal that much more difficult.
Right, and boiled these comments down to foolish in a sense. So, Heidi, to you, the actions here of Rebecca Hill, this clerk court, during Murdaugh's double murder trial back in 2023, that's what was at the center of this hearing. So what do you make of that?
I think it's a reminder that it is so necessary for everyone to be incredibly careful. But, it doesn't surprise me that he wants a new trial. The first trial didn't go so well, and he didn't put on a very effective defense. And so, this is typical defendant work. Their lawyers are making the best case that they can for a new trial. The judge has already told them you're not going to get it, and we'll see what happens on appeal.
And remember, Barbara, Hill denies, any juror tampering, but the judge actually said that her denial is not credible. And she talked about how she thought she was attracted by the call of celebrity here, but still, again, denying the trial, saying that essentially the jury did not make their decisions based on the comments that they heard from Hill. So did the judge get it right in this case?
I do think the judge got it right. I mean, there's been so much drama on this trial. I mean, it really should be a Netflix series. I mean, because it has just gone, the personal stories here have gone on for so long, and then the trials and the drama inside the family. So to have this added to it. But I do think, we saw, the video and everything there. So I do think the evidence was so overwhelming that they got it right.
Yeah, and to that point, Barbara, I mean, Mike, we know that this case has fascinated the nation, right? I mean, our own Eva Pilgrim has done incredible reporting on it, but there's all kinds of docu-series and podcasts on this. And then the own court clerk here, Rebecca Hill, wrote a book about it as well. What's the cultural impact of cases like this, Mike?
It's a huge cultural impact, but I hope as more docu-series will be done about this, is the most important takeaway that this judge underscored today is just how serious judges and the justice systems respect the decisions of a jury. What this judge did in his feedback and his verdict was state that yes, she was celebrity-driven, but that does not take away the fact of how serious these jurors took this case, that they showed up every day, they listened to the evidence, and they believed that this individual was found guilty. He did not want to undermine them in the seriousness that they took for a celebrity-driven court employee. And so for me, that really underscores just how important jurors are to our justice and judicial system.
You know, Mike, the judge talked about that in some, comments before she let everybody out of the courtroom today. She really touched on how seriously the jurors took this. And Nima, to you, when she talks about something like that, yet she also says that this one juror who said, I was initially influenced, but then her affidavit says that she wasn't. And then she talked about how the jury actually influenced her decision. But Nima, the judge says that happens with juries all the time.
Oh, all the time. And really, those jury deliberations are sacred, Kana. We can't get in there. And if they make decisions based on even the wrong facts or the wrong law, that's not enough. And you have jurors saying that, maybe she thought Murdaugh was innocent, but she was pressured by the other jurors. Those are her own words. That is not enough to overturn a jury verdict. Because if it was, think about all the thousands of verdicts that happen every day in this country. If someone is pressured and they return a verdict, that's just not enough to overturn it, Kana.
Right, there's a lot of bargaining going on in those conversations. Mike, Barbara, Heidi, and Nima, our thanks to you, of course.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.